Hi everyone, welcome to the second video of solid design pattern playlist. So in this video we are going to understand what are design patterns and what is its types. So first of all I want to tell you that in the previous video we have studied about the solid principles. So think of this like that: solid principles are going to be the rules and the design patterns are the solutions that are going to follow those rules. So let's understand what are the design patterns and let's move to our notepad. So design patterns are the proven solution to common design problems. So these common design problems are going to be generated in our code that we saw in our solid principles. So these are the same design problems. And these design patterns are going to solve them. So solid principle are the rules. So these design patterns are going to follow all the solid principle. So some of the engineers have made some sort of a design patterns that are going to follow the solid principles or some sort of rules to solve all the common problems that developers face while making any software. So there are some other definitions as well that these are the best practices templates for the coding, or you can say it will give you the template or a blueprint that how you should structure or how you should write the code. So it is the best way to write a code. This is the important part, that why we should learn these design patterns. The same thing that we have understand in the solid design principles, that it will help you to reuse your code. It will help you to easily maintain. Otherwise, like, you are going to write a messy code, like there is going to be repetitive functions in your code and it is going to create a lot of problem to maintain your code. It will help you to scale the code. If you write the code in the best way, if your code is well structured, it will be very easy for the new developer or a new person to come in your team and easily able to understand the code, and it will be very easy for him to contribute to that code. Fourth point is loose coupling. This is an important point. Whenever you are going to make any software, any code that you are going to write in Java, C++, or in any language, you have to make sure that your code is loosely coupled. Your components should not be tightly coupled. So whenever you are going to add a new feature, so if your code will be loosely coupled, it will be very easy for you to add a new feature. If your code is going to be very tightly coupled, it will be very difficult to add a new feature, because when you are going to add a new feature, you have to change the old classes, you have to change previous classes. Whenever you're going to add a new feature, maybe the old functionality will break because of the high coupling. And the fifth point is interview, because these design patterns are commonly asked in the interview. Design patterns are the most asked questions and they are usually asked in the Java interview questions, and it is very common. Now, without patterns, I just told you the codes will be messy and tightly coupled, and when you will learn all these patterns, your code will be clean and flexibly structured. You will easily able to modify your code whenever a new requirement is going to come. You will be easily able to integrate into your code. So there are three type of design pattern. The first one is creational design pattern that deals with how to create the object. That is going to tell you how to create an object, and the types are, there are five types of creational design pattern, that is factory, abstract factory, builder, prototype, and singleton. And we are going to learn each of them one by one. Second type is structural design pattern, that is going to be combining of classes and object. It means how we are going to organize our code, how we are going to organize the classes and object. So the types are going to be adapter, bridge, composite, decorator, cascade, flyweight, and proxy. So there are seven structural design pattern. And third one is behavioral design pattern, that is going to be communication between objects. So it deals with the coordination. So the types are going to be chain of responsibility, command, iterator, mediator, memento, observer, state, strategy, template, visitor, and interpreter. So there are going to be 11 behavior design patterns. So total we are going to have 5 plus 7 plus 11 is going to be 23 design patterns that we are going to study in our playlist. So moving forward, I just wanted to tell you that in our whole playlist, what we are going to do. So these are the some of the classes that are going to use in my all the examples. Our whole playlist is going to revolve around this restaurant, in which we are going to have some common classes like customer, order service, food, burger, pizza, pasta, kitchen, billing service, waiter service, chef. So these are some of the common entities that I'm going to use to explain all the design patterns. We are not going to take any fancy other examples for any other use case. We are going to use one simple restaurant example so that you can remember every single thing. And I'm going to teach you with the help of one story. And every single time when we are going to study any pattern, a story is going to change a little bit so that it can fit perfectly for that particular design pattern. So let's say if we are going to study a factory pattern, there will be different story. If there is abstract factory, so there will be some modification to the story. According to the pattern, we are going to change the story a little bit. But everything revolve around this particular restaurant. So now let's understand this creational design pattern with the help of this example. Suppose there is one customer and customer gave an order to waiter and waiter passed that order. So this is the order. Customer passed that order to kitchen factory and kitchen factory is going to make burger, pizza and pasta. So can you see that if we are not following any pattern, so there can be one more flow that I can make is that customer directly give order and directly started making the pizza food and pizza, burger and pasta. If let's say if we don't include these entities like waiter, order and kitchen factory, the whole point of the creational design pattern is that there should be a service that is responsible for creating the objects. There should be a correct service that is responsible for creating the object. Here this service is kitchen factory. Customer is not responsible for making the pizza object, burger object or the pasta object. Only the kitchen factory is going to create the objects. Whenever customer is just going to pass the string or customer is just going to give the order to the waiter service and the waiter service will give that order to the kitchen factory, and kitchen factory is the only service that is responsible for creating the object. So this is how the creational pattern comes in the roles. So second one is structural design pattern. Structural design pattern focuses on organizing the classes and the objects. How these classes are going to organize, how their classes are going to be combined with each other. This is how the structural design pattern works. So let's give you one simple example. Suppose it is one customer comes to our restaurant and what happens after that? Customer wants to order some food. So he will call that waiter. Waiter will come and take the order. Secondly, again, customer wants to do some billing, like he ate the food and now he wants to do billing. Again, he will call the waiter and waiter will go and bring the bill. Again, the customer wants some, like say, extra chair. So what he will do, customer will call the waiter and waiter will bring the extra chair. So can you see that I draw one line here? So here you will see that this waiter class, I just wrote it down 3 times, but you can think that there is only one waiter class here that is doing all the, like taking the order and passing the, like giving the request to order service, giving the request to billing service, giving the request to extra accessory service. So this waiter class is acting as a face of a restaurant for the customer. Customer is just communicating with the waiter and waiter class is talking with the order service, billing service, with the extra assistance service. So this is known as the Fascade pattern. You have just studied it. But the thing is, this is how we organize our code. The only waiter class is going to communicate with the client, and all the complexities of the order service, billing service and extra assistance service are going to be hid with the help of this waiter class. This is how we are going to structure our code. This is just one pattern, but there are going to be there are 7 patterns in the structural design pattern and we are going to study them. So structural design pattern, I'm again repeating, structural design pattern is going to focus on organizing your code, the communication of the code. So now let's move to the third one, that is behavioral design pattern. So behavioral design pattern focuses on the communication of the classes. What I mean by this. So think of this like that. There is one customer giving an order to the waiter, and waiter is again giving your order to order service or the billing service, and order services is now giving order to kitchen service. So see how the communication is happening. First waiter is talking to the order service, then order service is talking to the kitchen service. See this how the flow is working. This flow is going to be happen with the help of the behavioral design pattern. We are going to how the classes are going to communicate with each other. Okay, so this is known as a behavioral design pattern. I can give you one more example of the behavioral design pattern. That can be, there is one customer and instead of waiter there is one order screen. There is an order screen, and now what will happen, whenever customer place an order on an app, that particular order is going to reflect into kitchen so that food can be prepared, and the same order will go to the billing service so that the bill can be prepared. When this order is going to be placed in our app, in that mobile app, After that, it is going to be prepared in our kitchen, so it will be available on that screen, that kitchen, on the kitchen screen, that please prepare this order. On the billing service, please prepare bill for this order. But let's say there is one more service, accessory service. Let's say there is one more service, that is accessory service. In that case, this order will not reach to accessory service, because there is no communication between order and the accessory service here, because accessory service is not subscribing to order service right now. You can also think of this like a pub sub here, that order service is going to be a publisher, and all the service that are subscribing, this kitchen service is subscribing and the billing service is subscribing. That's why they are is going to be a communication. But this accessory service is not subscribing to this order service, so it will not get a event, or you can say an order, in their accessory service. This can be a simple example of a behavioral design pattern, but I just wanted to again come to a point that behavioral design pattern focus on the communication of the classes and the objects, and the structural design pattern focuses on the structure, or how to organize an objects and the classes. They are very different with each other. I don't want you to be confused. And when we are going to study all of these 23 design patterns, all the doubts will be cleared. We are going to understand each and everything with this restaurant example. The classes are going to be almost same, and I will provide you the GitHub code as well in my description, so that it will be very easy for you to follow on with me. So thank you for watching me, and let's meet in our next video, and bye bye.